Howdy nerds! So today we're going to talk all about SMART goals, what they are, and how to use them. This is very, very exciting for me. I am looking forward to telling you all about it. If you have been to an in-person SMART goals session at the Nerd Gym, then you can use this video as a refresher, a reminder, a follow-up from what we did on that day. If you have not yet been to a SMART goals session in person, I highly recommend doing so, and also just taking the information from this video and applying it right away, using it and making gains with your SMART goals. All right, so let's just dive right in. I'm going to share my screen with you and talk you all the way through. We're going to go through some vocabulary. We are going to go through how to actually execute on a SMART goal, what they're used for, and what the heck it is. Here we go. All right, here we go. So nerds are smart. Pew, 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 pew. I can't make good brain explosion noises, but you get the idea. All right. And okay, so let's set a SMART goal. So what SMART goal means, it is an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Setting goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound increases your chance of success and produces the measurable results that will motivate you to set and achieve new goals. All too often, we try to set and achieve goals and then get discouraged because we're not getting there and we don't know why, and we feel overwhelmed. Doing a SMART goal really kind of mitigates a lot of the problems that we typically have from being ambitious individuals. All right, so the 6-week challenge is one example of a SMART goal. If you have completed the 6-week challenge or if you're currently in it, you will recognize that the 6-week challenge is all of those things. It is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. It is all of those things. Here are a few things that I have done with SMART goals. So SMART goals are really versatile, guys. I want you to know that while at the Nerd Gym we do give you accountability for your fitness-specific SMART goals, you can really apply them to nearly anything. I've done a bunch of stuff with it. I've lost 100 pounds, changed careers, improved my credit score, planned parties, coached teams, painted portraits, stone carving. I've done opens the Nerd Gym, powerlifting, bodybuilding, boxing matches, mud runs, cosplay, public speaking, a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. So whatever you have in mind, you can do it with a SMART goal. So let's do that. Let's set a SMART goal. First, we need to find your objective. So this is an important place to begin to create your SMART goal. Even though it is not the first letter in the acronym, it is probably one of the most important. That's the R. It stands for relevant. If your goal is not relevant to your overall objective, it's going to make the day-to-day work of actually getting it done really, really tedious and not so important. So the first thing I want you to do is to look into the not too distant future. Think about what you want to accomplish about a year from now, 12 months from now. That is going to be your one-year objective, and objective will be the word we use anytime we're talking about a year from now. Your objective should be exciting, and you can go ahead and write your objective down now, but what I want to do is let's skip ahead one. So here's all of the stock photos to make you feel the feels you're supposed to be feeling when you're thinking about your objective. Where are you a year from now? Are you like climbing mountains? Are you running on the beach? Are you dancing? Are you leaping? Are you leading a team meeting? Whatever it is, we want to make sure that the objective stems from a very inspirational kind of a place, okay? So that is the very first part of it. If you are actually doing this project with us as you're watching the video here, go ahead and pause the video so you can write down your one-year objective. I'm not going to stop for the purposes of this video. In the workshops, I do stop and pause for a few minutes. Okay, so what I want you to do is to write down your objective for your year. Now here is an example objective. So this is taken from an actual client of mine. She said, in 1 year, I want to be confident, healthy, and fit. Confident, healthy, and fit. Now this is one that I hear a lot. You're not going to be surprised about that, right? But this objective is a very good objective, but it's not yet a SMART objective. So now we have to make it SMART. So specifically, what does that mean? So specifically, we got this individual to say that she wants to be able to deadlift her body weight, have made a journal of 100 personal accomplishments to boost confidence, and be below 20% body fat. So that's specifically what her vision of confident, healthy, and fit would look like, right? I have talked with my coach and know that this is attainable, right? She consulted me to make sure that she could, in fact, be able to lift her body weight and drop to below 20% body fat within a year, and it was doable. To measure it, I will measure my body fat, the amount of weight I am deadlifting, and I will keep a page in my journal to rate my confidence in several important areas of my life on a scale of 1 to 5. That 1 to 5 scale, super duper useful for things that are a little bit more difficult to quantify. Anytime we have an emotional thing, like in this case confidence, that's really difficult to quantify, right? It's difficult to measure, but we have to make it specific and measurable. So doing a scale of 1 to 5 is a great way to do that. This is something that my Toastmasters group uses. Toastmasters is a curriculum that is to help people with their public speaking. And in that curriculum, for example, they ask you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 in several areas where they expect improvement through public speaking. Things like body language and eye contact and projecting your voice. You rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 with how confident you are on those things before and after your speech, so you can see improvement not only in the technical areas of your speech, but also in how you feel about your public speaking, right? So that's a good way to use that scale of 1 to 5. And then finally, all of these things are relevant to her objective, right? And so the way that she's measuring how it's attainable, the measurements, everything are relevant to what she wants, that confident, healthy, and fit. And I will accomplish these things in 1 year's time. So now it's time bound, okay? So we have made our objective SMART. Next, we set a target. And the target is literally that. It's what we're shooting for. It's what we're aiming for. I want you to keep that in mind. This is why it's called a target, okay? What will you need to accomplish within the next 3 months to be on track to reach your objective? That is your first quarterly target. Your target, again, should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to your objective, and time-bound, done within 3 months. So again, go ahead and stop this at any point to write down your targets as you're thinking of them. Here is an example target. In 3 months, I want to be at least 25% closer to my SMART objective from where I am starting. So at this point, finding your target, if you have made a SMART objective, is pretty simple math. You're just dividing it into quarters, essentially. So in this person's case, that meant that she needed to be able to measure where she was currently at for some of these things, as well as the measurement that she wanted to get to. For example, current body fat percentage is 44%. Objective body fat is below 20%. My target then is to lose at least 6% body fat in the next 3 months. That's 24 divided by 4, right? So it's just taking that difference between where she is and where she's want to be and dividing it by 4. Currently, I am able to deadlift 135 pounds. I want to increase my deadlift to 185 pounds. Again, you would take that difference, that 50-pound difference, divide it by 4, you get 12.5, you round it up. That means my target is to add at least 13 pounds to my deadlift in the next 3 months. Currently, I've rated my confidence out of 1 out of 5 in 4 areas: strength, boldness, and speaking my mind, knowledge about goal setting, style, and beauty, for a total score of 4 out of 20. My target is to increase my total confidence score to at least 8 out of 20 in the next 3 months. Now, as we're looking at all of these, especially with the fitness stuff, it can be a little bit unpredictable. With deadlifts, for example, if somebody is just beginning to deadlift, their deadlift can increase exponentially. Maybe she adds 30 pounds to her deadlift in the first month and then not another 5 for 3 months out. That's not uncommon. It doesn't go on a steady wave necessarily. So it is important to remember that the target is just what we expect to be shooting for. So this last part here, I really want you to think about and take to heart. If I exceed my targets, then my next target will be even easier to hit. If I miss my target, I may have to set a more aggressive target for the next quarter or reevaluate What is an attainable objective? Okay, so bear that in mind. The target gives us some place to aim, but if despite our best efforts we don't hit it, then we just make adjustments for the next quarter, yeah? All right, so where is your target? That is what you need to ask yourself at this step of the process. All right, step 3, set your goal. What will you need to accomplish within the next 4 to 6 weeks to be on track to hit your target? That is your 4 to 6 week goal. Your goal should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to your target, and time-bound, done within 6 weeks. Write your goal down. So the goal, yes, this is where the rubber hits the road. This is the stage where you need to ask yourself, what do you need to actually do the things that you want to do? What do you need, right? So here's an example goal, and this is a 4-week goal. In 4 weeks, I will lose 2% body fat or more, increase the estimated 1 rep max of my deadlift by 4 pounds or more, and up my confidence score by 1 or more. To do this, I will follow a nutrition program for fat loss, a deadlift-focused exercise program to increase strength on my deadlift, and I will follow a schedule to write in my journal about the things I have accomplished in order to increase my confidence, okay? So now we're getting into the actual things that are required to hit that goal. So how are these goals specific? Well, she's being very specific about she needs a nutrition program for the fat loss, she needs a deadlift program for the exercise. Are they measurable? She's looking at trying to hit that 2% body fat, that 4 pounds on the deadlift, that +1 on the journal. Attainable? Yes, all of these things are attainable. Are they relevant to her goals? Yes, her goal is very, are they relevant to her objective, her year-long objective? Yes, all of these goals are relevant to achieving her year-long objective. And are they time-bound? Yep, within 4 weeks, okay? So all those things are true. So this is the stage where you need to figure out what you need to actually accomplish your goal and set that into motion. All right, step 4, define your commitments. What will you need to accomplish within the next 7 days to be on track to hit your goal? These are your weekly commitments. Again, commitments should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to your goal, and be time-bound on your weekly agenda. So this is literally like where we're putting stuff in our calendar, where we're setting the time when we're actually going to get it done. Weekly commitments are super important. During your 6-week challenge, I asked you to do a lot of different commitments, right? I asked you to work out 3 times per week in a team training class. I asked you to do meal prep at least weekly. I asked you to journal your food. So there was a lot of commitments in the 6-week challenge, and that was just for one goal. So this is where that R in SMART, that relevance, really becomes of paramount importance, because again, if it's not relevant, it's going to be really difficult for you to actually want to keep with these commitments, right? Okay, so example commitment. Do 3 whole body workouts plus 1 deadlift specific workout per week. Because remember, she wants that fat loss. So she's got 3 whole body workouts plus a deadlift specific workout to up her deadlift. Do weekly meal prep and do journaling 4 times per week. Okay. I will do a whole body workout on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 a.m. I will do my deadlift workout on Saturday at 8 a.m. I will do my grocery shopping and meal prep on Sunday at 1 to 3 p.m. I will journal my accomplishments on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday at 8:30 p.m. How are these commitments specific? Well, she's very specific about what they are and when they are, right? How are these commitments measurable? Well, she either will have done them or she won't have. So it's a very simple measure. It's a yes or no. She either made it to her workout or she didn't. She either did her meal prep or she didn't, right? Are these commitments attainable? Now, this is something that we had to take a hard look at in this particular person's case, because when it started off, remember that objective? It was become healthy, confident, and fit a year from now. Now, that sounds like a lovely, happy, easy peasy kind of objective, right? But then when you break it down, when you realize how much actual work, hard work goes into accomplishing those things, then you kind of realize why so many things just don't get done, right? Because it is a lot of hard work. And she had to take a close look at her schedule at this stage of the goal setting and decide whether or not this was an attainable number of commitments for her, whether or not she could make the time in her schedule to actually get these things done, and whether the relevance of that 1-year objective to be healthy, confident, and fit was really worth this extra commitment. She found that it was, and that she could make it work, so we moved on from there. So they were relevant, and of course they are very time bound at this stage. We want to be super specific about how time bound they are at the commitment stage. Cool. So yeah, write down your commitments. If you have your calendar out, if you want to pause this video, write them down, figure out when you're actually going to fit all the stuff in that you need to do. Step 5, productivity. Yay, productivity. Okay, what will you do today that will fulfill your weekly commitments, that will allow you to hit your goal in 4 to 6 weeks, that will keep you on track to hit your target in 3 months, and ultimately win your objective in 1 year from now? This is your daily productivity. This is what you do right now and today and every day this week. It is the smallest and most foundational planned steps on your path to success. What results will you produce today? Okay, example productivity. It is Monday night. Today I did a whole body workout and ate according to my meal plan. Then I wrote these accomplishments in my journal. This is an actual journal entry, right? Okay, so productivity is magic. Your daily productivity is the most important thing you can do to reach your objectives. It is happening right now, today. Daily productivity is something to celebrate. Be proud of your productivity. The plan you produce after this presentation and every daily activity that you do according to that plan hereafter is exactly everything you need to do to reach your objectives. Okay, so this productivity, it's specific. It is measurable. It either got done or it didn't. It is attainable, it is relevant, and it is time-bound. It needs to be done today, right? So every meal you eat, every step you take, every breath you take, every move you make, it's all productivity. Yes, all that. So we want to make sure that we are actually doing all those little foundational steps. And that is happening right now. So whatever you want to accomplish in life, whatever your objectives are, you want to make sure that your productivity is all leading to that, right? Okay. So yes, so this is the framework for the SMART goals. We understand what SMART is. We decide what our objective is. We break it down into targets. We decide what our goal will be to reach those targets. We create commitments on our calendar to achieve the goal. And finally, we make sure that we're fulfilling our daily productivity to see those commitments actually come to fruition. Now, this SMART goal setting, it is, let's see, there we go. So this SMART goal setting technique can be used for any number of different things. I do recommend doing it for anything in your life that you want to achieve. I find that having that structure, especially for those of us who are very ambitious, not only helps the goal come to fruition, but also gives us a realistic expectation of how much work it will actually be to accomplish said goal. Now, if you are still in the 6-week challenge, that is enough SMART goal for right now as far as fitness and health goes. If you are finished with your 6-week challenge and looking to set your next SMART goal for health and fitness, and you need assistance with that, definitely come to a SMART goal setting session at the Nerd Gym in person. And if you are using this for any other aspect of your life, tell me all about it. I would love to hear what you are applying your SMART goals to. I find it very interesting and inspirational, and I appreciate you, and I will see you all at the Nerd Gym.